Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the ajsTV channel. I'm again with a guest. I'm with Harry FC, does Aston Villa videos, massive Villa fan just like me. How you doing, mate?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. I don't know if I'm looking forward to the game or not, because Spurs, we do seem to struggle with Spurs. I was looking at our
Yeah.
recent record. We've lost our last 7 games in a row against Spurs. So
Have we?
yeah. So not looking good, but I want to be optimistic, and I'm glad I've got you on the channel. So just gonna go through a few questions, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
All
It's a
right.
pleasure to be on the channel here. So yeah,
I'll
let's crack on.
I'll put his channel in the description as well. So if you go give him support, I'm sure some of you already know who he is anyway.
Yeah.
If you're Villa
Thank
fans
you.
especially. So yeah. My first question, obviously, we lost 3-2 to Palace. I was devastated, to be quite fair. Reminded me of the Burnley game. What did you make
Yeah,
of it?
yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly like the Burnley game, weren't it?
Yeah. What did you make of it?
Uh, Bartley, didn't we? You know, we had we were 2-1 up for majority of the game and just battled it in the final few minutes. Obviously 2-1 up, 75 minutes in, and we concede 2 goals and go 3-2 down. Just like that, the 3 points are gone. Um, I don't know. Like we've got 2 games remaining, so to be honest, I'm not really bothered about how them games pan out. I'm just because it won't mean anything to our season. Like, I think it's impossible for us to get top half, or it's like
It's borderline impossible.
Yeah,
With
it's
Leeds
gonna be
winning
it's gonna
today
be
as
hard.
well. Like
Yeah,
we are
Leeds
just
obviously won. I think the only team we can actually catch is Arsenal, or I think we might be able to catch Everton, but I'm not sure. But yeah, obviously, I don't know. Like, yeah, it was just a poor game. I think we were the better team in the first half, but Crystal Palace came out with a great response in the second half, and obviously got the 3 points. I think a draw would have been a fair result, but obviously Palace went away with the 3 points, which you can't argue with at the end of the day.
no. I think it epitomised really our second half of the season. No, in fact, the whole season we started well and had a bit of a collapse. If you look
Yeah,
at what we did at the start of the season, won a lot of games, and around January we've just completely fallen off. I just don't really know what it was. Like the first half, I thought we had a bit of everything. We had a bit of attacking intent. We put a bit of pressure on their back line. I thought we looked okay, but yeah, it's just a little bit flat in the
yeah,
second half.
yeah.
And to lose the way we did as well, 2 late, fairly late goals. Yeah,
Yeah.
not the best against a poor Palace side as well. But that's another topic. Who do you
Yeah.
think the best player was on the day to try and get some positivity out of it? Who was the best player?
Um, I thought Louise was all right to be. I thought Louise
Hmm.
looked good. But yeah, I don't know. I think Al Mohammadi was by far our worst player. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I can't think of one thing he actually did well.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think House was sort of at fault for
The first
their
goal.
their
Yeah.
first goal. He didn't challenge Benteke well enough in the air. We as Villa fans, we had Benteke for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
We know how good he is in the air. So why can't the professional footballers know that? Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think obviously McGinn and Algazi scored. But I'm not, I know a few people will be like, oh, but they scored, so they're the best players
Yeah.
and whatever. They base it on stats and whatever. But I actually thought Louise was really, really good in the middle of the park. I thought Ramsey looked okay. I think I said this
Mm.
in I said this
Yeah.
in my preview. I think what Ramsey needs is a loan spell to a
Yeah.
championship
Spot
side,
on.
such as one that'll be up there challenging for promotion next season. You've seen Tottenham; they loaned out Oliver Skip to Norwich. He's
Yeah.
been unbelievable there. We should do that sort of thing with Ramsey. Loan him out to somebody. Say for stay down, Bournemouth. Right?
Yeah.
If Bournemouth stay down, send him to Bournemouth. Give him game time, and we could do like a swap deal with Brooks. We get Brooks, David Brooks, and I get Ramsey on loan for a year or something like that. And then we obviously pay a bit of money on top. But yeah, I don't know. I just think he needs a loan spell out to a championship side and actually needs to be played
Yeah.
because I know we had, I don't know, was it Graham Burke when like 2012 when he went out on loan to someone and didn't really
Didn't
get played.
play. Yeah.
I think that there should be like a clause in the contract saying he needs to play a certain amount of games and whatever, just so he does get game time. But yeah, I do like Jacob Ramsey. I think he's promising, but yeah, whether he's ready at the moment, I
Mm.
don't know.
I think you're spot on with that. He's got talent. I can see it,
Yeah,
but I just don't know if he's ready because he
yeah,
looks a little bit unsure at times with what he wants to do. and he could have got a goal and an assist against Palace easily.
Yeah.
I think the first
I
goal,
don't think he's a number 10 either. I don't
no,
think he's a number 10. I think he's a number 8. He doesn't do enough in the final third for me, but I think he drops back deep, and I think he'd be good in the John McGinn sort of role that paces up and down the pitch, defending and attacking. But yeah, obviously it's up to Dino what he wants to do with him. But yeah, I'm excited for the future of the club. You know, we've got a few good prospects coming through, the likes of Kessler, Barry, Chukwuemeka, Ramsey being one of them as well.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the future, but it's obviously managing the youth kids, and but we've obviously the club's in good hands, so I've got 100% confidence in us managing them and them being top players when they're older.
Yeah, our academy is immense. The fact we're in the final, the under-18s, just kind of show that.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I hope
it's going to be good. It is going to be good, hopefully. I will do it for everyone as well watching. I will hopefully do a watch along for that.
I'll be doing one as well, mate. I'll be doing one as well on my channel.
It's pleasing to see, but historically Villa haven't, we haven't given a lot of academy players,
the only one we've really had come through and has done exceptionally well is obviously Grealish. Obviously we had we had Cahill and that back in the day.
Yeah.
But remember we were the European champions in 2012, and we had Daniel Johnson, Graham Burke, Callum Robinson.
Yeah.
Obviously Grealish was in that side as well. And none of them did anything. Even a couple of years ago, we had the likes of Callum O'Hare, Russian Hepburn Murphy. They didn't do anything in the first team, and now they're playing League One football, which is sad to see, to be honest. But yeah, obviously, like I said, the club's in good hands. So hopefully we can manage the players a bit better than we did
in the learner days,
previous years. Yeah, learner days.
Yeah, it's like not only it affects the club, it could also come back to haunt us if we go and play the teams that they've gone on to play for. Like Callum Robinson has done well. He was a good player for Villa. You mentioned O'Hare. I think O'Hare's a good example, scoring goals in the Championship. They could come back to haunt us.
I think he got Coventry Player of the Season, didn't he?
Yeah, amazing player. I just don't understand why we didn't give those type of players more game time. We would just rather focus on senior players. Even the year we went down, when we were awful in 2016, we still didn't really give the kids a lot of games.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a bit of a mess, but hopefully, new owners. We got a good setup now. It is literally just going one direction, which is good.
Yeah.
I actually did have a question. He kind of covered it. What was the worst player on the pitch? Just say what Elmo actually did. I can't even remember what Elmo did that was in any way positive.
He gave the ball away a few times, if that counts. But, yeah.
And the own goal as well. It was going well wide. I know it's not really a lot you can do, but he was caught out of position, so Konza had to cover, and then he didn't do Konza's positioning well either. So, a little bit poor.
I think Zaha just sort of dragged House out with him, didn't he, or something like that. And then, it's poor from. I think that was just poor defending in general, and the third goal as well, when it just came over. Al Mohammadi and Al Ghazi were ball watching, and then obviously Tyreek Mitchell just got on the end of it, and it somehow went in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've got to be better defensively, especially against teams like Palace. We need to be keeping clean sheets against them, to be honest.
Yeah, it's always going to be difficult when you have two of your main four defenders out.
Yeah,
but I'd still expect. We still have levels. They still have a level of expectation. And the way we conceded goals is just really, really poor. I mentioned the Burnley game. It really it felt so much like that Burnley game. We dominated for so much of it and then just make silly mistakes. I saw on Twitter anyway, I don't know if you saw, people for the first time in a while have started to question Dean Smith. Do you think he's the right man for the job?
Yes. And the people that are questioning it, you're always going to question a manager.
Yeah.
You're always going to question his tactics. You're always going to question his substitutions and stuff. His in-game management. But the people that actually want him out aren't going to get anywhere because the owners have said it's a long-term plan with Dean Smith. And I personally think unless we lose 20 games on the trot at the start of next season and we're bottom of the league, a bit like Sheffield United did this season, I think he'll get sacked if we do something like that. But if we just show it, it just annoys me so much because if we've shown so much progression. So I don't get why people want him gone. People are saying, he's not the right man to take us further than mid-table. How do people know that? Some people are saying, he's not the right man to take us from relegation territory to mid-table last season. And look what he's done. He's proved people wrong. Name me a season in Dean Smith's career, not just at Villa, in his whole career at Walsall, Brentford and Villa, where he hasn't improved a team's position. He went to Warsaw. They were battling relegation in League One. He converted him into playoff contenders. He went to Brentford, bottom end of the Championship, converted him into playoff contenders. He did the same at Villa, mid-table in the Championship when he came in, got us promoted, and we're now, showing progression as a established Premier League club. And I think, I don't know. I don't know. I personally love the bloke, and I want him to stay.
Yeah.
I want him to start. I think this is fair, right? For anyone that wants him gone, give it till Christmas, right? Yeah. If we're say below 15th, get rid of him. Yeah. If we're above 15th and showing progression from last season, keep him. It's a long-term plan. He's a good manager. He's got good backroom staff, good support from the board, and good recruitment with that Johan Lange that we bought in. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just can't see him I can't see the owners getting rid of him. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right about the progression. You look at Warsaw as well. You mentioned them. A lot of people don't know they actually went down when he left Warsaw. I think the year later they got relegated to League Two. So that showed that he was at least something good there. He went to Brentford. He progressed them quite well. They went from a team. I think, did he get them promoted from League One? I can't quite remember.
I don't think he did. No, I don't think he did.
He established them in the Championship at the very least. Yeah. And they've gone on since their new manager, and they've helped progress them even more. But Dean Smith, he took over when we were, mid-table in the Championship, and now we are quite established Premier League team. We have every time we've always progressed.
I've seen people like saying Gaultier and managers like that, and who's the other one that I've seen people asking for? I forgot now. There's a manager from a foreign country that people are saying they want to get, but I can't remember his name. That's gonna bug me. But people are saying they want all these foreign international managers. We've had one good season in the Premier League. Lower your expectations a bit, boys. I know we're a massive club. I know we're an absolutely massive club, one of the biggest in England. But we've had one good season in the past 10 years in the Premier League. Yeah. Lower your expectations a bit. Dean Smith, for me, is the best manager at the moment that we can really... name me a better manager, right, that we can realistically go out and get better than Dean Smith. Don't say Potter. Do not say Graham Potter, please.
He keeps popping up in a lot of conversations.
I know, yeah. I know. It's a joke. It's a joke, man. It's an absolute joke. But I think, I don't know, Smith. That Allegri, that's the one.
Allegri. Allegri has been linked with pretty much half the Premier League teams the last 3 years.
I've seen him pop up quite a lot. He's a European manager. He's not going to come to a mid-table Premier League side. They were battling relegation last season. Yeah. People are saying, but Everton got Ancelotti, but Everton have never been out of the Premier League.
No, they've never.
Since the inception in '92, they've never been out of the Premier League. We were, and we're slowly starting to work our way back up. And Dean Smith, for me, is the right man to work us back up into the top six. If we're in the top, we're in the top 8, top 6, in the next 5 years, and we notice that Dean Smith isn't the right man to take us into the top 4. Get rid of him then, and then bring a European manager in, because if you're in the top 6, you can do that. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. I think people are just too reactionary on Twitter. People will say, we've lost another game, get rid of him. But I don't know.
People get emotional, and Villa fans are fickle, and both of those don't go very well. So in the moment, we just lost to Palace. I've questioned Dean Smith's decisions at times. I still think he's the right man as well. Yeah. But I've questioned why we've not started 4-4-2 without Grealish. I think we're better in a 4-4-2 system. He's a bit stubborn on that part, but we've definitely progressed, and I think he will learn things. Yeah. And he's tried different formations here and there, and I think you're spot on as well. I think if we are 15th, 16th for the majority of next season, maybe it's time to move on. But I think you'd take us even further. Maybe we could compete for Europe next year. I've heard a rumour that we might have 200+ million to spend.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
I don't know how true that is going to be, but that could be massive.
Yeah. I've seen someone else say on Twitter when that obviously that was coming around, I don't want to get 10 players worth 26 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get 5 players,
Big
or
players.
4
Yeah.
or 5 players that are worth 60 million and
Mm.
stuff like that, because that will take us to the next level. But look what we did when we first got promoted. We spent about 140 million,
Mm.
but they're all across 13, 14 different players. That's 10 million players.
Mm.
Like, if we were to spend big on 5 different players, that would, for me, take us to the next level. And I personally think we need a new midfielder, holding midfielder, and then we'd see Douglas Luiz push forward into the number 8 role, and maybe McGinn push forward to the number 10, or you buy a new number 10. I
Yeah.
don't know. I trust Dino in whatever he does, or whoever he brings in. But it's an exciting time to
It
be a
is.
Villa
It
fan.
really is. Yeah. I think McGinn, my opinion, is the best 10 that we have, and he doesn't play as a 10.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think obviously El Ghazi, I think he started to pick up a bit of form. So do you start him next season on the left, and then do you bring in someone like McNeil or David Brooks,
I'd love McNeil.
left footed?
I'd love
Yeah, I
McNeil.
like McNeil as well. I think
Yeah.
he could do good on our right hand side, cutting in onto his left. And then do you play Grealish in the number 10?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the thought as well.
I think that for me, that's Grealish's best position, because he's not just cutting inside from the left and creating chances. He's creating chances from the centre, and then he'll get support from the right hand side, left hand side, and obviously from Watkins as well. But yeah, like I said, I'll trust Dino in whatever he does, and whoever he brings into the team.
Yeah, no, spot on. You've probably seen as well, because you're on Twitter. There's like a bit of an agenda with Villa fans against Tyrone Mings. How do you feel? How do you feel about him?
See, I don't know if you saw a couple of. I think it was after the Fulham game.
Yeah.
You know when he obviously gave
The mistake that I took.
Yeah. I did a live watch on to that, and I quoted Tyrone Mings, "Get out of my club," and the amount of abuse I got from like 50. There was like 50-year-old.
I think I watched that. Was that you?
Yeah. There was like 50.
That went viral. I remember. I saw that. I didn't realise that was you.
There was like 50-year-old men like telling me to kill myself and stuff. It's so funny to read, man. Honestly, like. The fact that I'm 15 and I've got 50-year-old people with like kids and stuff on strings on Twitter, like it's so funny. But yeah, like I said that in the heat of the moment, like I do love Tyrone Mings. Like I don't know if you've seen like my backdrop for my YouTube.
You got Mings on a shirt.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't get a player that I didn't like on the back of a shirt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like him, but I think. Like look at the size of him. I think he just could be a bit more physical. I look at House. I think like on corners, House won 2 headers, the 2 headers on 2 consecutive corners in the first half of the Palace game. I never see Mings win headers off corners, especially attacking. The size of him, he should be an aerial threat.
It's usually Konza. Defending them.
Yeah, both defensively and attackingly. But I do like him. I think he's got. I think he's decent, ball playing and stuff. Passing is brilliant at. I just think it could be a bit more physical. But yeah, like I think I can certainly see why some people rate him. I personally rate him, but I think he needs a bit more competition from the I don't know, maybe Tuanzebe or someone. Yeah. We bring Joachim Anderson from Fulham, obviously on loan from Lyon, I think it is, or Lille, someone. Just a backup centre back who can offer competition, and then if Mings drops form, you replace him.
Yeah, I think he's a very talented player. I just hate how mistake prone he is. He's had loads of mistakes this season. That a lot of them have led to goals, and it's a shame, because then all the attention is on him then when he makes a mistake.
I think as much as I've just said he needs to be more physical and stuff, I do think we missed him on Sunday.
We did. I do
because
we
didn't have that leader at the back. We had House covering for him, and he hasn't got the vocal role in the team as much as me. I think I really rate Conser. I think he's brilliant, but he needs to be better vocally. He needs to be more of a leader. If Conser with Mings's mentality and leadership, for me, is England's best defender, because Conser hasn't got a mistake in him. I don't think. The one against West Brom, he slipped. That was.
You can't help that, really.
Yeah, exactly. It happens, doesn't it? Chelsea have just scored, by the way. Rudiger's just scored from. Recording this at what 9:20, and Chelsea have just scored against Leicester. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I do rate Mings, but I just think like I said, I think he needs to be a bit more physical.
No, yeah, I think so too. Yeah. So what players would you sign in the summer? What are your top? You kind of mentioned it earlier a little bit, but what are your top players?
Yeah. Right. I think there's rumours that Heaton's apparently going to Man United.
Yeah.
I think if Heaton leaves, you've got to sign a new backup goalkeeper. I think Steers, he's all right, but I think two goalkeepers. Obviously, we haven't got Nyland, we haven't got Kalinic anymore. I think Kalinic,
we've
don't
had some
mention
shocking
Kalinic.
goalkeepers over the years, man.
Yeah, don't mention Kalinic. But I think if Heaton does go, you've got to bring in a new backup goalkeeper, and I'd personally go for someone like Bryce Samba from Nottingham Forest, or someone like that. Someone that won't be, too expensive. Will probably cost around 12 million. Something like around that region, and we'll offer competition to Martinez, but I don't think we should sign a new first choice. Realistically,
No,
Martinez
I think Martinez is probably one of our best signings of this.
Yeah, 100%. I think we need. Obviously, Taylor's out of contract at the end of the season, so I do think we need a new backup left back, or maybe even a starting left back. I don't know, because Target has been really
Target.
good.
I love
Target. He's really good. He's really good. Maybe I've seen people say Rico Henry from Brentford. I've seen people say Jordan Amavi, who we used to have at Villa back in
man, I remember
2015. I like Rico Henry, and I think he'd offer competition. But yeah, I'd say centre back maybe. Like I said earlier, Joshua Anderson will offer competition to Mings. And then we'll have obviously House and maybe Engels if he decides to stay. I think right backs, I think we're sorted with. I don't think we need a right back. I think we've got cash. Gilbert will obviously be coming back from the end. Whether he stays permanently or not, I don't know. I really do like Gilbert, though. I think he's quality, and I think he'll be a good enough backup for cash. And then obviously we've got that Kessler coming through as well from the academy, which I think he'll have a bit of an important role to play quite soon. Whether he'll have a loan spell next season or something, I don't know. I said earlier, maybe a new holding midfielder, someone like Sander Berge or someone like that, or maybe Jay Da Silva, who can obviously do a job at left back as well. From is it Bristol City he plays for? I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, so. I think it is. Yeah, I do rate him, but I'd rather go for Sander Berge personally. I think he's got a release clause, hasn't he?
Yeah, I was going to say that. It's like 12 mil or something like that.
Something like that.
Really cheap.
Yeah, obviously he's not going to want to play Championship football with Sheffield United next season, so
he will go.
Get him in. Number 10 maybe, to replace Barkley, a better version of Barkley preferably. Someone like I really like Michael Elise from Reading. I think he's young, he's hungry for football, and I think he will move to the Premier League this summer, and I think he'll be a bit like the Eze of this season. He's come from the Championship, and I just don't think we can make that same mistake. We were linked with Eze last season, didn't get it.
I was going to mention that.
And he's gone on to play for Palace and has done really well. I think with Elise, get him in. If he's not good enough for the Premier League just yet, send him back on loan to Reading, and then let him grow. Get him back. He's one for the future, isn't he? And I think, I just think he's a very, very good player and a good prospect. If we can't get Elise, I hate to say, but I do rate Campbell. I don't like him as a person.
Reminds me of Grealish. He does remind me of Grealish a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like his hair, but he's a good player. Buendia as well. Whether they'll join, obviously they've just been promoted with Norwich, so probably not. But like I said, I'll probably play Grealish in the number 10 role, if I'm going to be completely honest. And then have someone like Elise as backup, and then Al Ghazi on the left with, I don't know, who'd be backup, Philogene Badas or someone like that. As backup. I said earlier, Brooks or McNeil on the right, with Bertrand Traoré as backup. Inside forwards, left-footed, cutting inside onto their right, cutting inside onto the left from the right, and then up top, do we bring in Tammy Abraham? I think I don't know.
I'd be more inclined for Ivan Toney if Brentford don't go up, because he has done insanely well this year. I
think he'll go to someone like West Ham though. Especially if I get European football as well, because West Ham need a striker bad. But yeah, obviously I love Tammy Abraham, but I just don't know. Like he's not. I don't know. I don't know. I do rate him. I think he's got a goal in him, but
Mm.
I just don't think we need to spend that much money on the striker at the moment. Like
No.
he'd be good. He'd be good for backup, but
Yeah, we need depth,
so,
but I
you
don't
know,
know if.
so would Wesley and so would Louis Barry. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But yeah, I think that you just hit the nail on the head there. We need depth, we need competition, and I think we need that to take us to the next level.
yeah.
But yeah, I think, like I said, it's an exciting time to be a Villa fan, and I think we'll invest wisely in the summer, especially with obviously Johan Lange, the
Mm.
head of recruitment.
If we are gonna stick with this one striker formation, we're not really
Yeah,
gonna buy a big striker and just
nah,
bin out Watkins. But we do need depth because I've never really thought Wesley was good enough, especially coming back from injury. I don't think he's gonna be. If you compare him to Watkins, really, there's a big gulf in class.
yeah,
But
that's
we
two
do have Louis
different players
Barry.
though, and they're completely different players. Obviously, Wesley's a
Yeah,
bit more of a target man, and Watkins is someone that gets in behind and can play as a false nine as well. You know, create chances for
yeah.
himself. But yeah, Louis Barry, he's gonna
He
be
is gonna be.
special. He's gonna be
He really
special,
is.
isn't he?
I loved
Yeah,
his goal against West Brom in the
yeah,
semi-final. He clips it over the
yeah,
keeper. Beautiful goal. I think if we treat Barry well, if we actually get him involved, I think he would stay.
yeah.
But if we don't, then I don't blame him for leaving, because this is he's at a point now where Rooney played for United when he was 16.
Mm.
Got loads of players in Premier League history that have played at a young level. Like we can bring Barry in. I think he's good. I don't know why. Like I've heard we might play some kids against Tottenham. Like why not at least put him
Yeah,
on the bench or get him involved? Yeah. I just think we need depth in a lot of different positions.
yeah,
Um, all right. Moving on really because we haven't really talked about Tottenham at all. Are you worried about
yeah,
Tottenham? I know you don't. The game means nothing.
yeah.
Realistically. But like, what do you think going into the Tottenham game? Do you think we have any chance?
Uh, I think we'll be lucky to get a draw. To
Mm.
be honest, I said 2-2 in my preview, but I don't know. I think it's all down to whether if Grealish starts, if he's on his game or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, Tottenham will want to get top four, won't they?
Yeah.
Especially if obviously Leicester if it stays like this, Leicester are dropping points.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool have got Have Liverpool played Burnley yet? I
No,
think I've
I
kicked.
don't think they have. They've got Palace and they've got. Do they have Burnley? Oh yeah, there's Palace and Burnley. They're two games. Liverpool. I don't think they've
No,
played
that's right. Did they play? Oh no, it's tomorrow, isn't it? It's
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
It's
Yeah, it's
tomorrow.
tomorrow. But yeah, I think I just think they want to get top four, and I think Ryan Mason. How good would it look on his managerial CV to
TV.
get
Yeah.
Tottenham into the top four?
Yeah.
And
After
yeah,
Jose
obviously,
failed. Yeah.
yeah, I think Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane will want to go off with a bang as well. Obviously, he's apparently leaving Tottenham. I
Yeah.
think he'll want to go, leave with a bang and score a few more goals for them before he does set off in the summer wherever he's going or not. Son could be off as well. I'm not sure. I can't really see him sticking around for too much longer if they're not going to, win trophies or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I think, like I said, I think if Grealish is on his game, if he does start, and I think if Cash and Mings are both back, then I back us. But I don't know. Like you said, it doesn't really mean anything to our season, so
No.
I'm not that bothered.
I think with this whole thing about Kane, maybe his head will be elsewhere. That might
Yeah,
come into
that's true,
play.
actually.
So he might not be at his best, but we may start kids. So I'm going to be a little bit more pessimistic. I think we'll lose 3-1. We might score, but defensively, if Cash isn't back, like we've got a poor record against Spurs anyway. So even if we had our strongest team against Spurs, I think we'd
Yeah,
struggle. But it doesn't really mean anything, and I much rather end. I'd rather beat Chelsea than Spurs. I'd rather the final game
yeah,
with the fans there as well. I'd rather win that game. So I'm
yeah.
not
Have you
I'm
got
not
tickets?
overly
Have
too
you got
bothered.
tickets for Chelsea?
I didn't know.
Oh,
I entered the ballot and I didn't get in. I'm a bit gutted because a few
okay.
of my mates got in. Is what
All
it is.
right. Yeah,
You get
I've got
lucky. You
tickets.
got lucky.
Yeah,
You
I got lucky.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair
Uh,
play to you. I'm sure
yeah.
you'll get.
Everyone watching, make sure to stay tuned for the vlog. I'll be doing it.
I think you mentioned your prediction. You said 2-2. Are you going to stick with
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. What more
Fair,
as well?
fair
Why
enough.
not?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
optimistic. I'll give you that. I really wish I was that optimistic, but it doesn't really mean anything really.
Yeah.
I think that's everything. What would you like to say? You want to promote anything?
My channel. No, I'm joking. I'm only joking. Yeah, if you want to subscribe to me, I'm sure you'll leave it in the description, won't you?
Yeah, definitely will.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's been a good chat.
Yeah, it has. It's been half an hour.
Yeah,
It's been
exactly,
really, really way longer than I thought this was gonna be.
Same,
No,
yeah.
it's been really good.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Obviously it's been a decent chat. Yeah, that's all I've got to say really. Make sure to subscribe to AJ. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. He's obviously got some good content up. And yeah, that's it really.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming on. It's a kind of a little bit short notice because the game is only tomorrow.
Yeah.
But no, I really do appreciate it. And I did say earlier, but if you guys could go and support Harry on his channel, all the Villa fans come together, amazing community. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to tune in for the Spurs watch along. Thank you very much.